All right, here we are. Guys, welcome to the virtual home show. It's obviously a little bit different, but we're excited to be here. So a couple weeks ago, TA reached out to me and we were talking about plant-based food. I own an organic plant-based food company called Nook, and we were talking about what were appliances that you could use in a smaller home. I live in a condo in Toronto. So you obviously need to have, some strategy when it comes to appliances. And beforehand, when I'd ever seen air fryers, they were very small, so I never really saw the value in them until they allowed me to test out this one. This is a new Philips air fryer, and I have to say, I was really shocked when I started to play with it, because you can get really decadent tasting food without using like virtually no oil, which was kind of crazy. So when I was playing around with it, I decided that I was going to do a take on cauliflower rice, because I love fried rice. It's something that you can take any ingredient in your fridge and you can put it all together and you have a dinner in under 20 minutes. So we're going to jump into it. We're going to make this in like under 15 minutes. So the first thing that I did was I took a head of cauliflower and I broke it down into small pieces. Broke them down into like, kind of this small of florets, because what we wanted to do is we wanted to put this into the basket so that they could fry up without any oil, which is still crazy. And this is what came from it. So this was cauliflower that we did in the air fryer for about 14 minutes. We just moved it once. So as you can see, it has a really nice crisp on it. It's absolutely delicious. I can eat this on its own. So we're going to do a cauliflower fried rice with a marinated tofu on top. Obviously, being in the plant-based world, I absolutely love tofu. It's one of my favorite proteins, and it's amazing in an air fryer. So what we did with the tofu is we've just been marinating it just for like an hour or two, and we cut it into kind of these rectangle shapes. So we're just going to go ahead and we're just going to set this air fryer up for 400. This was really easy to use. I couldn't get over how well it did its job. So essentially just take out the basket, nice easy slide. And we're just going to grab our marinated tofu and we're just going to put it down into the basket. Just like that. And if you can see, this basket has really nice like aeration holes in it. So it's going to allow the air to go all the way around the ingredient, which gets it that really nice crisp kind of shell on it without needing a ton of oil. And so you just put your basket in, just like this, click it. It has a bunch of different settings. This one we wanted 400 because I really want that like really good crispy outside on it. So we did it at 400 for 8 minutes. So you just go, you click it, you click how many minutes you need, and that's it. It kind of feels like cheating on how easy it is. Anyway, so now we're gonna prep some more of the ingredients that we're gonna use on the inside. And again, anytime you're making a fried rice, it's whatever you have in the fridge. So today we're going to use some carrots, some peppers, some green peas, some green onions, and some chilies. It's a great meal to do during the week so that you're not wasting anything in the kitchen, and also so that you can just kind of have a really simple but vibrant dish. So really straightforward. So now we're just going to add in the rice. So we're going to take the cauliflower that we fried and we're going to rice it. It just means chopping into small pieces. The nice thing, if you do it this way, it's going to still remain really crispy. It's not going to fall through the basket when you're frying it up. Also, as we're doing this, if you guys have any questions at all, just let me know. There's a section on at the bottom for comments. So now our cauliflower is riced. The texture that you want, kind of like this. So it's nice and small bits, so it actually does have that mouthfeel of rice. And it actually is really fluffy after the air fryer. It's kind of crazy. So I'm just gonna run through it a few more times. We're gonna take that. We're gonna add it into a bowl. Next, carrots. When you're getting carrots, we always peel them. I always recommend that you don't. Just wash them really well, give them a good scrub. A lot of the nutrients are actually in the skin, so just give it a good wash. It won't kill you. Yes, so the cauliflower was cooked at the exact same temperature, 400. I did it for 14 minutes. I shook it every 7 minutes to just midway. Nothing was on the cauliflower. I just cooked it dry. Oh yeah, cauliflower is one of my favorites. There's purple cauliflower, there's green cauliflower, there's yellow cauliflower, especially in Ontario when you start to get really, like when our local produce starts to pop up. It's one of my favorite ingredients. So yeah, have fun with it. Purple cauliflower would be really, really beautiful. And then I guess I should mention, in the tofu, we marinate it with some sesame oil, some tamari, which is just gluten-free soy, some chili flakes, a little bit of maple syrup, and a little bit of rice vinegar. That's just going to give it a really good texture. Tofu is like a sponge. Any marinade that you put into it, it is going to soak it up, and it's going to give you this like beautiful flavor, especially in a dish like this that has a lot of different veggies to it. So now that we're at the 4-minute mark on the tofu, I'm actually going to take it out and I'm just going to flip it really quick. I just find that it gets a perfect balance if you do flip it in the middle. Also, when flipping, please be careful. I use chopsticks. I find it's easier that way. So you're gonna get like the nice grill marks on it right now. So we're gonna do another 4 minutes. Just like that. So now to make it kind of like a one-pot wonder, even though it's a one air fryer wonder, however you want to say that. I'm gonna take a mix of our carrots that we just chopped, green peas, and some pepper. I just had some sweet yellow pepper in my fridge, so I'm gonna mix that up and I'm gonna toss it in right now in the last 3 minutes, and then that's gonna cook the rest of our veggies for our fried rice. Yeah, so I'm just gonna take our veggies here, and again, toss it in. This one to the side beside the tofu. And then, so next comes the fun part. This is where you can have a lot of fun in the kitchen. I think the best part about plant-based cooking is the sauces that you get to make, and especially when you use something like an air fryer, you're not using any oil, so you can put all of that into the sauce to make it taste really decadent, but also still be really good for you. So the sauce that we made today is a miso ginger based sauce. So I just took like an inch of garlic, an inch of ginger, minced that together. Then I whisked it with some miso paste, some tamari, again, gluten-free soy sauce, a little bit of maple syrup, and a little bit of black pepper. And then we added just a tablespoon of peanut butter. Whenever you're making a sauce, especially like in Southeast Asian style, adding a little bit of nut butter or a little bit of tahini makes it really good, a really good kind of like rich mouthfeel to it. Oh, honestly, when I was testing out this recipe, I ate like 2 packs of tofu just straight. It's so good. Like it's the best way to get crispy tofu. And it's also really fun because you can play around with all the different shapes you want. If you want to cut it into like 1 centimeter sizes, that's gonna have a really good like crunchy tofu. This one I wanted to be a little bit different just because I like different textures when I'm making a dish. But yeah, peanut butter works really well, almond butter, tahini works really well. Again, just something a little bit, our tofu is ready. But yeah, like I said, just something to give it a little bit of thickness. So when you're gonna see that sauce, yes. So also what we're gonna do at the end of this is we're gonna send out the recipe if you want to try it at home. The tofu is in a simple soy sauce, sesame oil, some chili flakes, some maple syrup, and just a little bit of rice vinegar. So now that our tofu is done, so this is kind of the crazy thing with an air fryer. So there we have our veggies that we put in, and they're perfect. They're still a little bit crunchy, but they're cooked enough that it's gonna mix really well with the rice. And now our tofu is perfect. So I'm just gonna set this to the side for a moment. And we're gonna start plating up the base of the rice. So in this bowl here, you have your air fryer cauliflower rice, nice and crispy, and just some green onions. Sorry about that. And so we're gonna just mix in our cooked veggies. Again, this is just carrot, green peas, and yellow peppers. Okay. So, dish, we're gonna plate our rice here. So that's your nice little bed of fluffy and crispy cauliflower rice. Then we're gonna take our tofu. So this is what your tofu looks like once it's out of the air fryer. It's really crispy, but the other thing is it doesn't dry it out. It just makes it really good. So we're gonna plate our tofu there. And then this is where you can kind of have some fun. I'm going to use that sauce, I'm going to drizzle it on top. And then I'm also going to use some green onions, some red chilies, some sesame seeds, and then also the greens from the carrots. You can use pretty much every part of most plants. And I love using carrot tops for garnish. I think they're beautiful. So we're just going to take some of that sauce, just kind of drizzle it on, and again, use as much or as little as you want. It's all good stuff for you. Green onion. I have an obsession with green onion. I think it's one of my favorite things. Here are the carrot fronds. And then just a little bit of Thai chilies. Again, you can sub them out. You don't have to put them in. I like some kick to the. And then just some sesame seeds on top. And so, here you go. You have your fried cauliflower rice with tofu, with carrots, peas, and peppers, aka anything that you have. It's an amazing dish that you can make with this air fryer in under 20 minutes at home. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. So if you were here with us at the beginning, I'm going to run through it again, just so that if anyone's joining on, you can kind of walk through, ask any questions. I definitely like to talk about this stuff. So yeah, we're going to go through it all again. So give me a few minutes. Oh, sunflower butter is amazing. You can also use, if you have a nut allergy in your house, you can also use pumpkin seed butter. Big fan of pumpkin seed butter. It has a ton of magnesium for you, lots of good things. Oh, definitely, John, thank you. I used an extra firm tofu for today. I did play around with a silken tofu. That gave a really interesting texture. The center, if you've ever had silken tofu, it's what you use in miso soup. It was really, really soft. And then when you put it into the air fryer, it completely, what if food falls through the screen? Yes, so that was actually why, I guess is a perfect time to jump into it again. So when I was doing our fried cauliflower rice, you can put tinfoil down in the bottom of an air fryer. I actually really like this air fryer because it has, I'll show you. The screen is actually pretty thin, so it doesn't let really anything fall down, but just to be safe, and also because we don't want to waste, this is about the size of cauliflower that we fried up. So, just like that. So we cut the cauliflower into these small little like floret pieces, and then we just put it into the air fryer at 400 for 14 minutes and giving it a good shake at minute 7. And that resulted in this texture. So it's gonna get a really nice like crisp on it. And again, we didn't marinate it, we didn't put anything on it, just a dry roast. I find that's kind of the secret of these machines, is that you can just add in any ingredient and crisp it up so that you can play around with the flavor at the end. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna take our tofu and we're gonna cook that up while we're making kind of the mix to the rice. So here's our tofu, and we just marinated it. It's extra firm tofu. We marinated it in sesame oil, a little bit of tamari, which is gluten-free soy sauce, a little bit of maple syrup, chili flakes, and apple cider vinegar. So I cut it into rectangles like this. You know what, for this round, let's make it into smaller cubes. That's just gonna make it crispier. So again, the best part is getting to be very personal about this types of dish. You can play around with it, you can cut it into any size that you want, because it's going to work every time. So I'm just gonna cut these into little cubes this time. So you can see how the tofu changes color with the marinade. Marinated, I'll go minimum an hour. When you're marinating tofu, you definitely wanna let it sit for about an hour. If you have time, do it overnight. With the air fryer, this blew my mind. When I first used it, I preheated it, and then I tried it, and I didn't need to preheat it because it's so compact. It heats up so quickly, so you don't need to preheat the air fryer. Again, it's kind of one of those, like, it almost weirded me out how quickly it cooked the food. So yeah, so we're just gonna put the tofu in there. just in the basket. And again, we're just gonna set it at 400 for 8 minutes. And that's it. And like I said, you'll see the difference of how the tofu looks now that we kind of made it a bit smaller. So, now that we have our tofu going, and this is the other awesome part about these types of dishes is that while you're cooking, you can also be prepping, so then everything is truly done in 20-25 minutes with the mess cleaned up. So, I'm gonna take our cauliflower from the air fryer. I'm just gonna run our blade through it. So again, there's so many different ways to make cauliflower rice. Lots of people will use like a cheese grater or a ricer. I find that when I use a cheese grater with raw cauliflower, it goes everywhere in my kitchen. It drives me nuts. So that's why I prefer using it this way, because I can get the size of cauliflower I want, and it doesn't go all over my floor. Yeah, so just run it through a couple times. The nice thing is because of how crispy it is, it actually makes it pretty easy to chop through. Yeah, one more. Okay, so there we have cauliflower rice. So that's kind of what it looks like. So I'm going to take that, put it into our bowl. And we're going to add our kind of other veggies. Like I was saying before, you don't have to peel your carrots. Just wash them really well. If you have like steel wool, just give them a good scrub. A lot of the nutrients are in the skin. Don't scrub it away or don't peel them off. They're really good. And so with the carrots, again, I like to make them as small as I can without falling through the screen. I find that's kind of the trick with this lovely air fryer. So in the mix, we are going to add some carrots, some green peas, and some yellow peppers. So anytime we're making a fried rice, I like to play around with different textures and sizes. It just makes it more fun. So that's why we're kind of going with a half moon on the carrot, green peas, and then nice strips for the peppers. Also because it's not going to fall through. So once we're at the 4-minute mark, which is quite soon, we're just going to take that veg and we're going to put it around the tofu. So you're kind of doing two things at once. So it's a really simple dish. And again, you can play around with the marinade. You can play around with the type of tofu. I bet this would also work with broccoli. It's in the same family as cauliflower. I haven't tried it, but I think it would be fantastic. I did this the other day with some tempeh. Which was just absolutely amazing. Tempeh is similar to tofu. It's a fermented soy product, really high in fiber, really high in protein, amazing in an air fryer. To be honest, everything I've tried in this has been really good. I'm still shocked with the lack of oil that it needs. I did find I made some home fries with it the other day. I added like a tablespoon of coconut oil. I just found that was a really nice kind of addition with the potatoes. So here we are at minute 4, so I'm just going to go in and add those veggies. And then we're going to put it back in. And we have 5 minutes, so we're going to put this together in under 5 minutes. So I'm definitely gonna cheat a little bit. We already had some pre-cooked veggies from earlier. So just gonna take that cauliflower that we had chopped up really finely with our knife. This is what the veggies look like after 4 minutes in the air fryer at 400. So we're just gonna add the carrot and the peppers and the green peas. Gonna mix that around. Another really great option for this would be mushrooms. Mushrooms in the air fryer are just ridiculously good. I'm gonna add a little bit of greens to this, so just some green onions. Yeah, you can probably see it better from here. So, we're just gonna plate. So there's our cauliflower rice with all the veggies mixed in. Just like that. And then, I bet you we can pull it out now. So again, anytime you're taking some in the air fryer, just be careful. It's hot. Don't burn yourself. So the other great thing with this air fryer is that this can actually come out, so you're not burning yourself. So this one has our little tofu there. I'm just going to turn that off. So that's our tofu. This was about 6 minutes, so you probably could go an extra 2 or 3 minutes. But there you have it, like delicious marinated crispy tofu. There we go. So you have your base. Now we're going to grab the sauce. This is the peanut butter miso soy sauce dressing that we did. As little or as much as you want. Honestly, while I'm cooking it, I normally will add extra tofu and just dip it into the sauce because it's delicious. Add your topping. So this is just chopped green onion. These are just the tops from the carrots that we made. Save all your greens. Again, it makes a dish beautiful. Adds a nice little bit to it, and you're using more of the plant. And then just some red Thai chilies. And then finally, I'm just taking some sesame seeds. Again, adds really nice contrast, and it makes it look. And there you are. Yeah, so we were talking about this before. So any nut butter will work, any seed butter will work. So tahini is made from sesame seeds. That one would work really well. But yeah, pumpkin seed butter, almond butter, cashew butter, anything you have on hand. It's just gonna add a really nice thickness to the dressing, so that you also need to use a little bit less. But yeah, so guys, thank you so much for watching. This was a really fun one for me. Like I said, cauliflower rice with crispy tofu in under 20 minutes with very little oil. It's unbelievably healthy, but it tastes really decadent because of how crispy the food is. I'm still kind of getting over how much fun it is to play with this machine. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, my company is called Nook. My website is eatnook.ca. We make fully plant-based meals all the time. But yeah, reach out to me. We're on social media at eatnook. And yeah, my name's Maddie. So guys, thank you so much. Yeah, if you guys have any questions about the recipe, reach out to me on Instagram. It's the best way to get a hold. Yeah. I wish I could talk to you guys. It kind of is hilarious. Anyways, to be honest, I'm going to start eating because this is really good. And that's the key with the air fryer. Eat it as soon as you can, because then you're actually going to get like the benefits of the lovely crispiness. So cheers. It's so good. Bye guys.